Welcome to George Sparky Anderson Field, as it doesn't get better than this, as it's a winner go home here in the final matchup of the season between the Orange County Riptide and the Caney-Oaks. Alongside Sammy Fawn, I'm Gito Conyas, and certainly the Caney-Oaks are going to look to turn the tide as they lost the last 2 games to the Orange County Riptide, and it was just a complete dominating game yesterday down at Great Park. They lost 13-2, Sammy. It's kind of been the same old story. They've lost 4 out of the 5 matchups this season versus the Riptide. What can they do to finally get over the hump?
Today, they can really step up with their defense and their offense. The defense, we've said it time and time again, the Oaks cannot afford to make as many errors as they've been making if they want to pursue the top seed in the CCL South by the end of the season. You know, this past Sunday, you saw 5 errors. You saw 3 from the Oaks yesterday as well. The Oaks need to, play that fundamental baseball that we know them to play, and they cannot break under pressure. They come off of 2 forgettable matches recently against the Orange County Riptide, so they've got to just bounce back stronger today, and they've got the pitcher to help them do that. Charlie Decker, 4-1 on the season. He's a guy that will throw 5+ innings, so the Oaks, they've got a tall task today to take care of the Riptide to conserve their best chances of hosting more than 1 home game in the CCL South.
You talk about that, the Riptide just 1.5 games behind the Caney-Oaks entering today, and we'll take you now to the field here at George Sparky Anderson Field, as it's a beautiful Wednesday afternoon here in Thousand Oaks, as Charlie Decker gets things started on the mound for the Oaks, now making his 7th start of the season, coming into this game with a 2.79 ERA. He has pitched a total of 29 innings, has a team-high 30 strikeouts, as it's Bradley Navarre, the leadoff man that we've seen quite every day versus Riptide thus far. His first pitch outside is a ball at 4:01 p.m. here in Thousand Oaks. So Bradley Navarre getting things started as he leads the team with a batting average of .376, 24 runs, and 28 hits. As that's a fly ball out to left field. Schwartz does his best to go over and get it, as it's just going to go foul. It's now a 1-ball-1-strike count here. And to get to your batting order for the Riptide, it's pretty much the same order we've seen the past 2 games as Bradley Navarre gets things started off. Jake Evans due up next. Isaac Cadena, who's back behind the dish today for the Riptide. And then your middle 3, Carter Dans, Luke Johnson, Reed Montgomery. And then finishing it off is Crandall Hunsaker and Jake Lambden. Your final 3 in the Orange County Riptide batting order here on Wednesday. As a 1-1 count now to Bradley Navarro. It's a short chopper that just goes foul, retrieved by now Tyler Hawley, who had his off day yesterday. Now back at his third base post, which we've regularly seen him. Now getting to your defensive things for the Caney-Oaks. Behind the dish is Landon West. And then in your infield from first base to third, Nolan Johnson, Ethan Gonzalez, Zach Mora, Tyler Hawley. And then from left to right, Jake Schwartz, Tommy Kenlinger, and Lucas Danuwitz. So the changes we're seeing, Gonzalez now filling in at second base for Jonah Dawson, who we saw yesterday. Cade Falskin replaced by Zach Mora. And Nolan Johnson flipping from third to first today, as Tyler Hawley back at regular post. Swing and a miss, as it's a live ball to complete the strikeout. West throws over to first in time. 1 batter, 1 strikeout. Charlie Decker starts the day hot.
Yeah, promising start there for Charlie Decker, who just recorded his 31st strikeout of the season. Last time we saw Charlie Decker, he got the win on July 17th last week in a 7-3 victory for the Oaks. It's the pitcher of record. He pitched 6 innings, his game high that game.
The Oaks turn to their most effective ace here on the mound as they try to get out of a 2-game slump. It's now Jake Evans' first pitch fouled off to the right.
Yeah, certainly.
Nolan Johnson just watches it go over the field of play.
Certainly, I'd say the most consistent ace that the Oaks have seen. Charlie Decker, a strong left-hander who will take the Riptide and any team he faces deep into the game.
Well, the Oaks are really going to need a strong start from Decker after they allowed what was 10 runs or 12 runs in the first. It's a swing and a miss. It's now an 0-2 count to Jake Evans. They allowed 12 runs in the first 4 innings in last night's contest. It was a 3-run first inning from the Riptide, then a 2-run second inning, and then exploded for a 7-run fourth inning. And then from there, the Riptide were able to not allow anything from the Oaks. As the pitch is outside for a ball, Jake Evans now looking at a 1-2 count.
Evans yesterday recorded a double in the first inning.
So now 1-2 count in the sixth and final meeting between the Riptide and the Oaks this regular season. Slow and outside for a ball. It's now an even count at 2. Well, coming into this game, the Riptide sit at 20-12, and the Oaks sitting at 22-11. So just 1.5 games separate the first and second seed in the South Division playoffs. The 2-2. Inside for strike 3 as he freezes Jake Evans. Back-to-back Ks to begin the day for Decker.
Yeah, that ball had some English on it as it curved in on Jake Evans, and just in a perfect spot where his stance was frozen, and he just took that pitch as it curved right in, and Decker with back-to-back strikeouts.
So Isaac Cadena, the left-hander, stepping to the plate now, working through 2 outs. Well, Cadena was the designated hitter yesterday. Him and Crandall have switched positions today in the batting order. As Cadena looks at a off-speed strike on the first pitch. Zach Crandall was the catcher yesterday, and Cadena was also the catcher back on Sunday in the Riptide 9-2 win here at George Sparky Anderson Field. Now an 0-1 count to Cadena. Throwing the dirt for a ball, counts 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, it's important to note coming into this game, the Riptide and the Saints still have a game that is unfinished.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we talked about in the broadcast yesterday, there's still no word if they are going to finish it. I mean,
I frankly don't see why they would need to.
A 1-1 pitch is ripped into center field. It's going to get in for a base hit. So 2-out single by Cadena as the Riptide on the bags first.
Yeah, great piece of hitting by Cadena. as he ripped that ball to right center. And for anybody who finds what I said before questionable, the reason I find it unnecessary is because the game was 20-8 in the 7th inning in favor of the Riptide.
Yeah, actually the bottom of the 8th inning, but still, I mean, 8th inning, 7th inning, 20-8. I mean, so yeah, still no word if they were finished. The only reason I mention that is because that's still kind of putting a hold on what a potential another win could be added to the Riptide record, which is now 20-12 right now. As Dans takes a fastball strike. It's now a 0-1 count to Dans, who's batting .315 on the season, has 17 runs, 23 hits. He leads the team with 3 home runs. Got one of his 3 home runs yesterday. It was a 2-run shot back in the first inning. The 0-1 hits the corner of the strike zone for a strike.
Yeah, I will say the moment he hit that home run, all Jimenez could do in right field was just watch it fly, as there was no doubt it was heading out.
Yeah, it's one of 2 home runs we saw the Riptide hit yesterday. It was the first time we'd seen the Oaks pitching staff allow any home runs to the Riptide all season, as that's fouled off to the left. And in this 2-game series thus far, on Sunday and Tuesday, the Riptide have outscored the Oaks 21-4 runs. The Oaks have just been held to 7 total hits. They just had 2 yesterday, which came in the 2nd inning, which was the only inning they really had any sort of offense, and scored their 2 runs in a 13-2 loss. It's now 0-2 here to Dans with a runner on first. Swing and a miss. Down goes Dans. So it's 3 Ks for Charlie Decker to start the day. Leaves one man stranded. We head to the bottom of the first. Still no score. It's leadoff man Tommy Kenlinger to get the day started at the plate for the Oaks. It's now his third consecutive day as the leadoff man. He's been the everyday center fielder, batting .269 on this season, as the Oaks will really try to find some offense here back at home. It was a tough outing. Their starting batter order of 9 guys went a total of 2 and 28, just 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and 3 total walks. So Tommy Kenlinger versus Trey Telfer, as Tommy Kenlinger takes a ball inside, as Trey Telfer, a sophomore at San Diego State, now making his 7th appearance, now his 2nd start of the summer. He has an 0-1 record with a 2.45 ERA. So 1-0 count here to Tommy Kenlinger. Takes a strike on the inside part of the zone. Counts now 1-1. And Trey Telfer making his first appearance in 15 days. Last saw him July 8th versus the Philippines baseball group. Went 4 innings. That's high and inside for a ball. Tommy Kenlinger has to duck away not to get hit by that one. It's now a 2-1 count to the leadoff man.
Yeah, the first time that Telfer made an appearance this season, he was the pitcher of record in a 7-6 or in an 8-7 loss to the Philippines baseball group.
2-1 to Kenlinger. Just hits the outside corner for a strike. It's now an even count at 2 apiece. Getting to your batting order today for the Oaks here on July 23rd. Lucas Daniewicz is due up next. Jacob Galloway, your middle 3. Nolan Johnson, Tyler Hawley, Jake Schwartz, and your final 3, Landon West, Ethan Gonzalez, and Zach Moore, and that's fouled off to the right. Count remains 2-2. So some changes we're seeing across the board. Landon West now going behind the dish, and Daniewicz coming in to right field, replacing Jimenez from yesterday, and Schwartz back at left field today. So just a few defensive changes and in the batting order for the Oaks as they try to get back to winning ways. The 2-2, swing and a miss. Down goes Kenlinger. It's 1 batter, 1 strikeout for Telfer to get the day started.
Well, both starters beginning their outings today with a strikeout as Trey Telfer ties up Tommy Kenlinger there with what looked like a slider, had a little bit of movement on it. First out of the bottom of the first.
So now leads to Lucas Daniewicz. After a day off yesterday, comes to the plate for the first time today, batting .255 on the season. 20 runs, 24 hits. 3 of those going for doubles. First pitch is outside for a ball. It's a 1-0 count. So these teams have met 5 times before today. The Riptide 4-1 in those games. The only win for the Oaks comes back in a 7-6 11th inning walk-off off a wild pitch. So it hits the upper part of the zone for a strike. It's now 1-1. But since that win back on June 28th, the Oaks have lost 3 straight versus the Riptide, including an 11-3 loss back on June 29th, a 9-2 loss last Sunday, and then most recently a 13-2 loss. It's a 1-1 count here to Daniewicz. As he checks his swing, takes the ball low. It's 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, more or less to be said about the magic, if there is any, of Great Park that seems to have been working in favor of the Riptide.
Yeah, the Oaks are 0-3 in all 3 regular season games they've played, and they will play. The 2-1 upstairs for a ball. Daniewicz now looking at a 2-2 count.
Yeah, I mean, given the way the games have gone at Great Park for the Oaks this season, I think the thought of heading back there in the playoffs would give a number of Oaks a stomach ache.
It's now a 3-1 count to Daniewicz as he fouls that off to the right. So now up to a full count as it's a good matchup here versus Telfer and Daniewicz. Telfer made 9 appearances for San Diego State, or for Indiana University. He's now transferred to San Diego State. Had a 4.15 ERA, an 0-1 record. The payoff pitch from Telfer just hits the corner for a strike as he freezes. Daniewicz is now back-to-back Ks. Both pitchers getting hot early on the mound.
Yeah, almost mirrors of each other with a strikeout swinging and a strikeout looking, and Telfer freezes Daniewicz on a slide piece there that catches, just clips the outside corner. A good start for Telfer indeed.
So leads to Jacob Galloway now working with 2 outs. He was 0 for 2 with a walk yesterday and a strikeout versus the Riptide. Got that walk in his first plate appearance. Now going to try to get some hits here. First pitch from Telfer. And the dirt for a ball.
Yeah, well, Jacob Galloway, another guy who has homered for the Oaks and certainly would be due for something today.
Well, the Oaks could use a lot of homers and a lot of hits. The 1-0. It's low and inside for a ball.
Yeah, the Oaks had just 2 hits in last night's game. They were both in the second inning, one from Jake Schwartz, the other from Devin Wilkes, and since then, the Riptide, they no-hit the Oaks outside of that for the next 7 innings.
Yeah, the pitching staff for the Riptide giving all sorts of issues. A combination of Haas Fargosa, who got his 5th win of the season, Zach Ireland and Jack O'Malley. That combination caused all sorts of troubles. The 2-0 to Galloway. It's low for a ball. Well, yesterday was also the first time we saw Nate Hernandez on the mound, and certainly was a tough outing for him as he gets his first loss of the season. Just really couldn't get things to work. Pitched 2 innings and a half. The 3-0 to Galloway. Hits a fly ball out into left field as Navarro waits under it and makes the play. So back-to-back Ks and a fly out leads to a retired side for Trey Telfer in his 2nd start of the season. Head to the 2nd inning. Still no score. Welcome back to George Sparky Anderson Field. Got ahead of myself right there. 2 great baseball legends. But the Orange County Riptide now making their 2nd appearance at the plate as it's Luke Johnson to get things started, the 2nd baseman. Had a strong day yesterday, was 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs, 2 singles, and a walk in the win versus the Oaks. As first pitch, a fly ball out into left field. Schwartz goes back towards the wall, and it's going to drop right in front of him at the warning track as Schwartz tries to get the relay to go, but it's a stand-up double to get things started in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, great piece of hitting by Luke Johnson. First pitch swinging right out of the gate. Crushes that ball deep to left center field. Jake Schwartz gave that one a long run and went over his head. And the Riptide a chance yet again to strike first against the Oaks.
It's now Reed Montgomery working with 1 on, no outs, and Reed Montgomery had a solid day yesterday. He was 4 for 5 with 4 singles. Scored 2 runs as well. One of those being on a pass ball. So Decker trying to already work through some traffic. First pitch swing and a miss from Montgomery. 0-1.
Yeah, the Riptide by far out-hit the Oaks in yesterday's game.
The 0-1 pitch to Montgomery. Montgomery takes a strike on the outside.
That I will also say, to your point about Nate Hernandez, has been arguably the most consistent relief pitcher for the Riptide, or for the Oaks. Coming into that game, it allowed just 3 runs, and he just got the way beaten out of him. He got cooked in those first 2 innings.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Montgomery on 3 pitches. It's now the 4th strikeout of the day for Decker, as he's allowed 2 hits and he has 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, Charlie Decker, he's got that deception, and he's just got great command of the strike zone, and he'll get aggressive, and he has been a force to be reckoned with on the mound for the Oaks, and if he can shine today, I think the Oaks may be in good shape.
So 1 out, 1 on. Now Crandall, who fouls that into the glove of West. Now an 0-1 count. Well, the Riptide have almost been like the Grim Reaper every time the Oaks are on a winning streak. They've ended a 4-game and a 5-game winning streak in 2 different parts of this season that the Oaks were on. 1 out, 1 on. The 0-1 pitch here to Crandall. Outside for a ball. Now 1 ball, 1 strike.
Zach Crandall, one of the 5 All-Stars in the CCL Showcase game, representing the Riptide.
Yeah, both teams had 5 or more All-Stars. The Oaks was 7. It's now 1-1 count to Crandall, as West is able to frame that just on the outer part of the strike zone. 1-2.
Yeah, nice framing job there by West.
So Crandall down in the count here, 1-2. 1 out, 1 on for the Riptide. Payoff pitch from Decker. Off goes the runner. Johnson, as he's just in time, he gets there safely, as the throw from Landon West just a wee short.
Yeah, tough angle for West to work with too, having to throw behind the batter. He got that throw in quickly, but one heck of a quick slide by Luke Johnson, and puts the Oaks in deeper trouble here.
Yeah, Johnson's now 17th stolen bag of the season. It's a 2-2 count now to Crandall. A swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks for Charlie Decker after giving up a double. Now has it to 2 outs.
Talk about being resilient on the mound. So he gets Crandall to wave and miss, and changing up that speed there after saw some heat. And with 2 outs now, no need for the infield to be in anymore, unless a bunt could be in order here with the infield back. But Hunsaker went deep yesterday.
So 2 outs, now 1 on. Hunsaker looks at a ball outside. So the Riptide on the road are 5-4. At home, the Oaks are 18-6. The 1-0. Just hits the corner of the strike zone. 1-1. Yeah, this is a big at-bat right here. Decker can get out of an inning after allowing a stand-up double by Luke Johnson to get things started in the 2nd inning. Not allow anything more. The 1-1 pitch to Hunsaker. It's in the dirt for a ball. Well, these two have Landon West and Charlie Decker. They spend more time not just at the diamond, but at home. They are roommates this summer, as Landon West, his home state is Texas, plays his college ball at Rice, and spent last year at the dorms at Kowloon. Now a home stay with Decker. The 2-1. Hits the corner of the strike zone once again. It's now an even count at 2.
Have to imagine they spend about as much, if not more, time throwing and playing catch with Decker throwing to West as he would on the mound in a game like this.
Well, the chemistry is certainly going to matter. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Decker gets him to chase outside, and he's jubilant as he gets off that mound. And it's now 3 straight strikeouts in the 2nd inning to get out after allowing a stand-up double. Head to the bottom of the 2nd. Still 0-0. It's the 4-5-6 in the Oaks batting order as Nolan Johnson steps to the plate first. And Charlie Decker already on a big heater. Has 6 strikeouts through just 2 innings and was able to hold Luke Johnson at first base and now not allow a run one bit. So now Nolan Johnson comes to the plate, batting .269 on the season. The first pitch from Telfer. Swing and a miss from Johnson as he chases one low and outside.
Yeah, last night we saw Nolan Johnson get the start at third base, and it was West at first base. Some alternations there, but been a regular first baseman.
Johnson takes a strike as he just looks at a fastball right down the middle. So an 0-2 count already to Johnson with Tyler Hawley due up next. And this is the part of the game the Oaks are going to need to step up. The batting just has not been effective all season long versus the Riptide. The 0-2. As Johnson takes one upstairs for a ball. It's now 1 ball, 2 strikes.
One sign of potential change, the Riptide, they had a chance to score in the top of the second inning with a runner at second and nobody out, and then a runner at third with 1 out, and couldn't do it as you saw Decker strike out the side.
The 1-2 to Johnson. Lines that up the middle, and it's going to get not past Lambden, is able to shield it, but it's going to be a base hit for Johnson. And after the plays we've seen Jake Lambden do, nothing would surprise me.
Yeah, one heck of a play by Lambden, and I'd imagine at that point he might have known that he wasn't going to get him out, but at least to make the effort and stop it from going into center field, he's able to keep it on the infield and hold Johnson at first, although Johnson would probably still be at first even if it did go past, but standard defense from Jake Lambden as we have seen from him all season.
So now Tyler Hawley at the plate, the right-hander facing off versus the right-hander Telfer. First pitch. Hawley takes a strike on the inside part of the zone, and Hawley was the one guy who had his off day yesterday. In the 9-2 loss back on Sunday, he was 0 for 3 with a walk and 2 strikeouts, as well as a pop out to right field. 1 on for the Oaks, the 0-1 to Hawley. It's upstairs for a ball, counts now 1 ball, 1 strike. So in the 9 losses that the Oaks have suffered versus the Riptide, they've lost of an average of 9 runs. Pretty much sums up this season series between these two teams. So the Oaks looking to get right here. The 1-1 to Hawley. Upstairs for another ball.
Yeah, I mean, just an average of 9 runs. That difference there goes to show you how significant these games can get and how big the Oaks are going to have to turn it around against the Riptide today and really show that they're not happy about those losses.
The 2-1 to Hawley. It's inside for a ball. The pickoff attempt at first is not going to get in time as Johnson slides back safely. Cadena trying to catch Johnson sleeping, but just a tad too late.
Yeah, great attempt by Cadena there. He made about as perfect of a throw as he could, and Johnson with a good lead there.
Yeah, Johnson using all 6'6" of his frame. Now a 3-1 pitch here to Hawley. Pushes a fly ball out into left field. Moving over is Navarro at the line, and it's going to drop foul. Just a few feet left of the left field line. It's up to a full count here for Hawley. The junior from Cal State Fullerton. Did not play in 2025, made 20 appearances and 13 starts in 2024. Recorded 8 runs, 2 RBIs, and 7 walks. Leads the Oaks this summer with 22 RBIs. The 3-2 off goes Johnson as that's fouled straight back. So Johnson returning back to first base. Tyler Hawley is second best on the team with 27 hits and 20 runs. Leads the team with 4 home runs. We've seen 3 of those home runs in the month of July. Hit 3 home runs in the span of 5 games. Now the payoff pitch from Telfer. Swing and a miss. Down goes Hawley via the K. It's now the third K of the day for Trey Telfer, and it's 1 out, 1 on for the Oaks.
Yeah, that ball tailing away from Tyler Hawley looked like another slide piece that, starts possibly towards the inner part of the plate and just drifts away from Tyler Hawley, tries to stretch out to get it, but comes up empty.
So thus far, both pitchers are showing great command on the mound. It's 3 strikeouts on the day for Telfer, 6 for Decker. First pitch to Schwartz as he chops one just past second baseman Johnson as Johnson falls at second base. He trips over the bag and just lucky that the ball was hit far enough into right shallow field that didn't allow anything else to happen.
Yeah, Johnson took a distinct stumble there. I wonder if as he was running he just got ahead of himself with his foot, with his feet just being further out in front than you would like, but Johnson is able to maintain his base at second base, but certainly could be a little wake-up call, and you certainly don't want to see anyone else get hurt or come out, especially Nolan Johnson's already seen his brother go down with an injury for the rest of the season.
So first pitch swing right there by Schwartz now has 1 out, 2 on for the Oaks. A real chance right here with Landon West, the right-hander, stepping up to the plate. Behind the dish today for the Oaks. First pitch from Telfer. West takes a strike on the outer part of the zone. West yesterday was 0 for 3 with a walk, a run, and a strikeout. He's batting .278 on the season with 7 runs and 10 hits. Now looking at an 0-1 count. Swing and a miss from West. And to get to your defensive things, it's Isaac Cadena behind the dish for the Riptide. At first base is Carter Dans. At second base, Luke Johnson. Jake Lambden at short. And Jake Evans at third base, as it's Bradley Navarro, Reed Montgomery, and Hunsaker out in right field. That's fouled into right foul territory, as it's just going to drop on the Riptide dugout. Be Riley Hunsaker out there in right field. So an 0-2 count to West. And in a game like this, every base runner is going to matter, and the Oaks certainly need to take advantage with guys in scoring position. West just has 8 RBIs on the season for the Oaks. Now looking at an 0-2 count. Swing and a miss. It's another slider that a Oak chases on the outside. It's back. It's 2 Ks now in this inning for Trey Telfer. Leads way to Ethan Gonzalez.
Yeah, another off speed that just drifted away from Landon West. And yeah, as you mentioned, the Oaks, they need to capitalize on every opportunity they get. And Riptide, they can attest to that as well. And these mistakes are getting more costly as the season comes to an end.
So now Ethan Gonzalez came in as a pinch hitter yesterday. So he takes a 91 mile per hour fastball on the outside. Gonzalez came in for the designated hitter Devin Wilkes. It's the first time we're seeing Gonzalez out in the field since the showcase break. 2 outs, 2 on for the Oaks. The 0-1 pitch to Gonzalez. So he fouls that off of the mask of Isaac Cadena. Now down in the count 0-2.
Yeah, well, Ethan Gonzalez, saw him on a 9-game hitting streak earlier in the season. That was probably his most consistent, stand as a hitter. Oaks would love to see him get back in his zone.
The 0-2 pitch here. The payoff from Telfer. It's fouled high off to the right. So Gonzalez trying to stay alive here, as spending his first summer with the Conejo Oaks from Moore Park, California, not too far away here from California Lutheran University. Certainly in his first season with the Oaks, he's made quite the impact. Not the biggest talker, he just lets his game speak for itself. So the payoff pitch here from Telfer as he Now steps off, collects himself. Same with Gonzalez. Steps out the batter's box. He's back in. So 2 outs, 2 on for the Oaks. Cadena gives Telfer the pitch. Now the payoff to Gonzalez. That one trails outside for a ball. Counts 1 and 2 with Zach Moore due up next. Well, yesterday it really wasn't the situation of leaving base runners on. It was just a problem of even getting guys on base for the Oaks. There's been games before where leaving guys on base was a problem, but really it was just getting any sort of hits. We've already talked about just 2 hits yesterday. Already 2 today, the 1-2. Swing and a miss for Gonzalez as Cadena goes to first base to complete the strikeout. Well, it's back-to-back Ks for Trey Telfer as he leaves 2 base runners stranded. Still a scoreless ball game here at George Sparky Anderson Field. We head to the 3rd. We'll be right back. Well, it's a scoreless game here as we enter the 3rd inning and the final matchup of the season between the Oaks and the Riptide. The Oaks trying to get back to winning ways, currently on a 2-game losing streak, and the Riptide trying to extend it to a 3-game winning streak themselves. As the bottom of the order, Jake Lambden, the shortstop for the Riptide, gets things started. First pitch from Decker is on the outside part of the strike zone, 0-1.
Yeah, Jake Lambden has been electric in the middle infield at shortstop, living up to the reputation of beyond your average shortstop.
The 0-1 is fouled into the dirt.
And
Jake Lambden quickly down in the count 0-2.
At the plate as well, he had 1 hit yesterday. The day before went hitless, but certainly a very strong asset to the Riptide roster.
Riptide will look for more offense from him. The 0-2 is grounded up the middle. It gets past second baseman Ethan Gonzalez and into center field for a base hit. It's a leadoff single for Jake Lambden.
Right on cue, Lambden gets a pitch on the outer half of the plate. Almost looked like a 2-seamer, and Lambden was able to smoke it right up the middle. And it was very subtle, but as that ball had passed the mound, it sort of took a very teeny tiny curve to the left and worked in favor of Lambden of going past Gonzalez at second, and Riptide have their leadoff man on for the 2nd straight inning.
It's now Bradley Navarro back to the top of the order for the Riptide. First pitch, he looks at a ball outside. Navarro yesterday was 1 for 4 with 2 runs, a double, a strikeout, and a walk. Been a strong bat all season long, another all-star this season for the Riptide as looks at a pitch outside. It's now 2 balls, 0 strikes. Navarro batting .376 on the season with 24 runs, 38 hits, and 11 RBIs. Has 1 home run on the season as Decker checks at first base. Lambden gets back safely.
Yeah, Navarro, we've seen him shine from both sides at the plate, and his first at bat, he pulled that ball foul. I thought it had a chance to get out of here. It did go over the fence just in foul territory.
It's now a 2-0 pitch here to Navarro. Off goes Lambden as that's grounded as Moore backhanded is able to make the play but not the throw. So an infield single for Navarro. It's back-to-back singles, now has 2 on for the Riptide.
Well, Navarro just put that in a perfect spot right in the middle of third and short. A tough spot for Mora to get it and then quickly have to retrieve himself to make the throw, which he didn't even bother to attempt because Navarro was way ahead of him.
So now up to 4 hits on the day for the Riptide, as Decker now with some traffic on the bags. It's Jake Evans for the second time today. First pitch is a fly ball out into center field. Tommy Kendlinger makes the play. 1 down.
It's a big out to keep the runners at first and second as Evans was unable to move Lambden or Navarro over.
Leads way to Isaac Cadena, who is 1 for 1 on the day. Cadena now headed to his 3rd school, going to play for the Trojans in 2025 and 2026. Spent his sophomore season at TCU and his freshman season at Ohio State, so headed back to the Big Ten. It's 1 out, 2 on for the Riptide. First pitch to Cadena is a strike on the outside corner. Now an 0-1 count. Well, Decker has started this game extremely hot, had 6 strikeouts through the first 2 innings, but now finds himself in a little bit of trouble with 2 runners on. Jake Lambden at second base, Bradley Navarro at first. Now the 0-1. As that's lined to the right side. It gets past the diving Nolan Johnson. Jake Lambden going to head home as the throw coming in from right field is not going to be in time. It's 1-0 Riptide.
Riptide strike first yet again. Yeah, Isaac Cadena 2 for 2 on the day and gets a ball that he can just ground right through the right side, and Jake Lambden with his speed got a great jump, and Danuitz, by the time he got it, Lambden was already at least a third of the way away from the third base bag, and first run of the game, 1-0 Riptide.
So it's an RBI single for Cadena. It's now his 11th RBI of the season, 10th hit. It leads away to Carter Dans. Still 1 out, 2 on, as Bradley Navarro at second base now. Dans takes an off-ball strike inside. It's an 0-1 count. So the Riptide finding a little bit of success here on Charlie Decker. And now the 3rd inning. The 0-1 pitch to Dans. Gets over the head of Dans as West is able to make the play right over his head. And to be honest, that was a great play by the catcher right there. I mean, if that ball had gone past, no doubt that Bradley Navarro would have tried to take 3.
Yeah, clutch grab right there by Landon West, having to go above the helmet of Dans.
Now the 1-1 count to Dans with 2 on. That one fouled into the dirt.
I think that got his shin right there.
So it's now a 1-2 count here to Dans. It's a 1-0 ball game now as the Riptide take the first lead of the game. 1 out, 2 on for Orange County. The payoff pitch from Decker. Just outside for a ball. It's now an even count at 2, and for Decker, well, this is his first time all season facing the Riptide. He's faced the Saints 3 times, the Barons twice, and the Foresters once. The payoff pitch as Dans went around for the strikeout. It's now the 7th of the day. It ties a season high for Decker. Just gets him with the off-speed, low and outside.
Yeah, that was filthy from Decker and certainly a clutch moment. And Dans was unable to lay off that changeup that just dropped low.
So now up to 2 outs here. The Oaks looking to stop the bleeding as first pitch is fouled into the dirt by Luke Johnson, who is 1 for 1 on the day with a double that he sent to left field. Got over the head of Jake Schwartz, was able to be a stand-up double, then stole a base to third, but Charlie Decker really locked in that second inning. Had 3 straight strikeouts to leave a base runner stranded, and he's hoping to do here the same, as it's 2 on for the Riptide, 2 outs. The 0-1 pitch to Johnson. That's driven straight to Moore at shortstop. He collects, takes his time. The throw is in time. So after allowing 1 run, Decker is able to retire the next 2 batters, leave 2 stranded. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. The Oaks now playing from behind, 1-0 Riptide. Bottom of the order, shortstop Zach Moore to get things started for the Oaks as they now trail 1-0. And so offensively now they have a mountain to climb, but it's not too far, just a baby hump right now. But the way that we've seen the Riptide bats get going, they don't just come as one, they come as a whole. And Decker kind of faced his first adversity in the 3rd inning. So Zach Moore stepping to the plate for the first time today, as Telfer begins his 3rd inning of action. First pitch. Zach Moore takes a strike inside of 89-mile-per-hour fastball. Zach Moore batting .206 on the season with 9 runs, 13 hits, and 8 RBIs. 4 walks as well. Looking at an 0-1 count here. Chops that foul off to the left. It lands into the actual Oaks dugout as a few players have to duck away.
Yeah, Zach Moore, a victim of the circumstance of that interference call at shortstop from Sunday's game, where the runner going away from him was ruled safe.
Payoff pitch from Telfer. Swing and a miss. A sinker down low gets Moore to chase. It's now 5 strikeouts on the day for Telfer, as he has now 3 straight, including 2 from the 2nd inning. So back to the top of the order, Tommy Kendlinger. And yeah, I mean, that Zach Moore play, we've watched it a few times, Sammy. I know that Coach David Solis, even seeing him on Monday, said he's watched it countless times and still doesn't see any sort of interference. And you know, even though Moore was, I mean, not in the way on, so now Tommy Kendlinger looks at a ball upstairs. I mean, he was making a play at shortstop, and looking back, the runner was Isaac Cadena, who didn't really get his route disturbed, but the Oaks still suffered a 9-2 loss on Sunday, so one play not making the difference. The 1-0. Kendlinger takes the ball upstairs, but it was the first time we saw any sort of player or staff get thrown out. It was pitching coach Scott Radinsky. Got thrown out in the 7th inning. Quite quickly, I might add. It's a 2-0 to Kendlinger. Fouls that one straight back. Now 2 balls, 1 strike. So looking at the standings in the South Division, a tight race between 1 and 2. The Conejo Oaks at 22-11. The Orange County Riptide at 20-12. And the Saints 15-16. Those would be the 3 playoff teams. And then 4th place San Diego Wave at 5-7. The Barons at 11-20. Bombers at 5-13, who the Oaks will host on Sunday for the last game, as ball inside just grazes Kendlinger's jersey.
Yeah, and should the paused game against the Saints be called or continued and with the lead held, the Riptide right now would be just 1 game behind the Oaks.
3-1. Kendlinger takes a sliding strike. So Telfer, one of 4 siblings, has 1 brother, Shane, that pitched at Pepperdine, now part of the Diamondbacks organization. The payoff pitch. Kendlinger fouls that one straight back. Putting up a good fight here as it's 1 out for the Riptide, and Lucas Daniel's due up next. Kendlinger was the first strikeout victim of the day by Trey Telfer. The 3-2 pitch. Kendlinger fouls that one, this time off to the right. Just lands right in front of a maintenance truck, and I think the maintenance worker was a little shocked when he saw a ball drop right in front of him, luckily not on top of him.
That would be kind of anticlimactic.
So a good fight put up here by Kendlinger. So the Oaks trying to get back into this game down 1-0. Looks at one upstairs for ball 4, so it's a 1-out walk for Kendlinger. Leads way to Lucas Daniewicz, and it's now just the 3rd base runner of the day for the Oaks.
Yeah, good at bat there by Tommy Kendlinger. He was real patient and made Trey Telfer work, and that's going to be the key for today too. Something the Oaks have done well throughout the season is get deep into the pitchers' bullpens and make them work for their strikes and make them continue to throw the baseball until the Oaks get their pitch.
So now 1 out, 1 on. Daniewicz first pitch, rips that into right field for a base hit. A C&I single right through the gap of first and second base. Now has 2 on.
Yeah, Daniewicz just muscles that ball right through the right side. And Daniewicz, a very solid contact hitter, has hit for Cal Lutheran 3 total home runs throughout his time here. He's got 1 more year of eligibility with the team as he pursues his MBA.
So now 1 out, 2 on for the Oaks. Leads way to Jacob Galloway, someone certainly effective at the plate all the time and pretty consistent, but especially effective with runners in scoring position. Tied for the first on team with 22 RBIs. First pitch, he takes a strike on the outside part of the zone.
Galloway, among many others, had a quiet day at the plate yesterday. He did draw 1 walk. He was later lifted for a pinch hitter and catching replacement Anthony Thomas.
Headed to Oregon State next year. The 0-1. As Telfer steps off and no one there to retrieve the ball at second base. So 0-1 here to Galloway. Kendlinger certainly a threat on the bags with 8 stolen bases on the season. The pitch. Galloway drives that right over the head of David Solis. That goes foul. And I'll tell you, Coach David Solis does not need another injury. He actually talked to him before this game. He actually injured his left tendonitis in his tendon in his left wrist trying to pick up a cabinet. Just his left wrist gave out. So he's been limited in his batting practice and the pitches he's able to throw. He was a college pitcher, a high school pitcher. So now has some tape around it to make sure it doesn't get re-injured. Now a 1-1 count here to Galloway. Looks at one outside.
Yeah, I will say in real time, for all we know, that could have gone right through his head. But yeah, I mean, just especially with that helmet does not cover every part of his head, certainly not his ears.
Certainly doesn't. Just the brain. The 1-2 now to Galloway. A check at first base. Lambden gets over, but throwing not in time as Kendlinger slides back safely. So the Oaks trying to host a playoff game here at George Sparky Anderson Field in about a week for the South Division playoffs. Trying not to head back to Orange County. The payoff from Telfer. Just outside for a ball. Good patience here by Galloway as now fights back in the count. 2-2.
Yeah, this is how the Oaks are gonna make their way towards scoring runs and staying on top of the Riptide.
The 2-2 pitch to Galloway. It's fouled straight back. So we saw Tommy Kendlinger as the go with a good at-bat. Eventually walked, and then Danny Witz on a first pitch ripped one into right field to put 2 on the bags. As Galloway now in a similar position with a 2-2 count and a good matchup between the sophomore recently committed to San Diego State University. The 2-2 to Galloway. High and upstairs for a ball. So the Oaks really making Telfer work on the mound. The Oaks last time in the second inning had 2 guys on base. It was Nolan Johnson and Schwartz, eventually left stranded after back-to-back strikeouts by Telfer. The payoff pitch, off go the runners as that one is driven right into the glove, but it's dropped by Carter Dans at first base. He's able to retrieve it and step on the bags. So Carter Dans with a heads-up play to get the out, but does advance the runners to now third and second.
That was a hot shot as it right off the dirt and advances the runners to second and third.
So now Nolan Johnson with 2 outs. He's 1 for 1 today with a single. If he brings another single to the plate, certainly would bring in Tommy Kendlinger, who's now at third base. Lucas Daniewicz at second. First pitch. Johnson takes a strike on the inside.
Yeah, that could be a big play by Galloway as he's able to move both runners over, and now a single to the outfield could potentially score both runs. Outfielders are not very far in.
The 0-1 pitch to Johnson. He lines that to second base as that is Johnson gets under it, just pitches it over to Dans for the third out. So it's another inning that Trey Telfer is able to leave 2 Oak base runners stranded. It was 2 hits, no errors, no runs for the Oaks. We head to the top of the 4th inning. Riptide with a 1-0 lead. It's a 1-0 ball game as the Riptide get things started here in the 4th inning at George Sparky Anderson Field. And a quick shout out to our sponsor, Pizza Man Dan's. 7 different locations all across Ventura County. Get your hot pie now. As Decker looks to try to cook some more on the mound. Has tied his season high strikeout total with 7 with a strikeout back in the 3rd inning, but he did allow the first run of the game off an RBI single by Isaac Cadena. The 1-0 as Reed Montgomery lifts a fly ball out into right field. And on the run is Daniewicz able to make the play, 1 down.
It's nice feeling for Daniewicz there to track that one down, as we saw him drop one in the gap on Sunday in that 9th inning, which, I mean, that was the 5th and final error of the game, but defense needs to be tight, and so far it has been. We haven't seen any lapses on the field today from either team.
The Oaks will hope that will continue here, as now Zach Crandall, first pitch, pushes a fly ball out into infield as Landon West calls for it and is able to make the grab. So 2 pitches, 2 outs in the 4th inning. Leads away to Riley Hunsaker.
Well tracked off the bat by Landon West as he is able to adjust his glove position and face his hand directly with the back of his hand down. Straight hand to make the catch.
So Riley Hunsaker coming to the plate, batting .257 on the season. He is 0 for 1 today. 2 for 4 yesterday with a home run, 3 RBIs, and a walk. First pitch, he takes a strike low. It's now an 0-1 count. So Decker just trying to quickly get out of this inning and put it back to his offense. The 0-1. Swing and a miss from Hunsaker as he fouls that into the glove of Landon West. Just a 1-0 ball game here between the top 2 seeds, the California Collegiate League South Division. The 0-2 to Hunsaker. Outside for a ball.
Yeah, it is certainly a tight race, and we really can't say it enough. And it's a tough time to be the Arroyo Seco Saints, seeing how far ahead these 2 teams are.
The 1-2. That's chopped right down the middle as Moore on the run, collects and throws on time to get the 3rd out of the inning. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Charlie Decker. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Riptide just holding on to a narrow 1-0 lead. Back here at the bottom of the 4th inning, as it was a 1-2-3 inning from Charlie Decker. It's first of the day to just hold this 1-0 lead into the bottom of the 4th inning as Tyler Hawley steps to the plate for the second time today. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. So Decker doing all he can thus far, just allowing 1 run and a total of 5 hits. As the Oaks offense now looks to capitalize with runners in scoring position, have 3 hits on the day thus far, more than they already had all game yesterday. A swing and a miss from Hawley. It's now an 0-1 count with Jake Schwartz due up next.
Yeah, the Oaks offense, they have a couple of hits, but have yet to get on the board. They've held the Riptide so far to just 1 run. This game is certainly not out of reach.
The 0-1 to Hawley. It's a fly ball driven into center field as Montgomery just puts his glove up and makes the play. 1 down.
Well struck by Tyler Hawley, and Montgomery didn't have to move a whole lot to track that ball out in center field.
It's now Jake Schwartz, who on first pitch singled into right field. 1 for 1 on the day with the 3rd best on the team. .412 batting average. Has 15 runs, 21 hits. First pitch is fouled straight back. Jake Schwartz, a senior at Point Loma University. 2023 here in all Western State South Division honorable mentions. Looks at a ball. That was with College of the Canyons, where he spent 2 years. 2025 was his first season with Point Loma. Played his high school ball at West Ranch High School. The 1-1 to Schwartz. Driven right over the head of second baseman Luke Johnson. It's now 2 singles on the day for Schwartz. Leads the way to Landon West.
Mr. 2 for 2. Schwartz rips that ball right over the glove of the leaping Luke Johnson to get a hit.
So now Landon West steps to the plate. 1 out, 1 on. Struck out swinging last time. Now in his 2nd summer with the Oaks. First pitch to West. It's popped up into the right foul territory as Dans tries to locate it and is able to make the play out in right foul territory for the 2nd out.
It's about as routine as it gets there in foul territory as it goes straight up. As they say, the elevator shaft.
So now Ethan Gonzalez stepping to the plate. He is 0 for 1 today. Also struck out in his first plate appearance. So now up to 2 outs, 1 on, as Trey Telfer has just allowed a total of 4 hits through 4 2/3 inning. A 3 2/3 inning as it's inside for a ball. The 1-0 to Gonzalez. Hits a fly ball out into right center field as that's Hunsaker moves over. Makes the play, and that's out number 3. So after allowing a single, Telfer retires the next 2 batters. We head to the 5th inning. 1-0 Riptide. 4 innings through here at George Sparky Anderson Field. It's a 1-0 ball game. As the bottom of the order for the Riptide, Jake Lambin getting things started in game 35 of the season for the Oaks. This season is quickly coming to an end. Just 4 games left on their schedule, including today's matchup versus the Riptide. Decker in his 5th inning of action. His first pitch is a fly ball into left field. Schwartz moving back to his left, able to make the play on the run. 1 down.
Ball was very well struck out there by Luke Johnson, almost, or Jake Lambden, but Schwartz able to track it just as well.
It's now the 4th time this season that Charlie Decker has gone 5 innings. Out of those 3 games that he's gone 5 innings, he's 2-0. First pitch to Navarro is fouled into the dirt. It's an 0-1 count. Well, Decker's 4 wins, most recently coming versus the Saints back on July 17th. He has 2 wins versus the Barons, one on June 10th, one on July 8th, and another win versus the Saints back on June 24th. The 0-1 to Navarro. Upstairs and out for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. So in the last 10 games, the Oaks are 7-3. The Riptide are 9-1. The 1-1 is Navarro takes an off-speed curveball on the outside for a strike. 1-2.
Yeah, Charlie Decker, in his standard 5th inning of work, that's been his average number of innings he's thrown per game.
That time low and inside for a ball. It's now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Decker, a junior at Puget Sound, originally from Thousand Oaks, California. Now in his 2nd summer with the Oaks, part of that 2024 championship team. Looking to do it again this year. The 2-2. Navarro hits a fly ball out into left center field as Kendlinger moving over to his right, Cam Sunder, and makes the play. 2 down, 2 batters. Leads way to Jake Evans.
Sky-high fly ball right into the gap, and to the gap, and Kendlinger plenty of time to track that one in camp underneath it.
So now Jake Evans steps to the plate. He is 0 for 2 on the day with a pop out to center field. And a strikeout caught looking. He was the 2nd strikeout victim of Decker's day thus far. The first pitch. Evans takes an off-speed strike. 0-1. Yeah, the Riptide have really stepped on the gas in the month of July, just going from games behind the Saints to now comfortably in front of them. They now have a 4.5 game lead of the Saints, who sit at 15-16. There was a point in the season back on July 5th. The Riptide were 11-11. The Saints were 10-9. It's low and inside for a ball.
Yeah, the way the season has changed from start to finish and everything in between. The Riptide dropped the first 3 games of the season, and now they're really gaining up on the tail of the Oaks.
The 1-1. Evans takes another off-speed strike inside. It's now a 1-2 count. 2-2 count here to Evans. Payoff. That's fouled off to the right.
It's a pretty good at bat, and a battle put on by Jake Evans, looking to get another run rally started for some insurance.
The 2-2 to Evans. And it's a punch ground ball right into Morris. He collects it on the hop. His throw is in time. As Moore reacts quickly and gets the third out. It's a 1-2-3 inning yet again for Charlie Decker. We head to the bottom of the fifth. The Oaks will try to get runs of their own. Zach Moore to get things started in the bottom of the fifth inning for the Oaks as they trail 1-0. Tightly knit game here in the final meeting between the Riptide and the Oaks. As Trey Telfer now begins his fifth inning of action. First pitch. Moore shows bunt, pulls back, takes a ball. It's a 1-0 count with Tommy Kendlinger due up next, so it's been back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for Charlie Decker in the fourth and the fifth inning. He has just held the Riptide to 1 run. Total of 5 hits, has left 4 guys stranded. The 1-0 to Mora. Hits a fly ball into infield as Jake Evans is able to locate and make the play for the first out.
Trey Telfer in his 5th inning of work, right up there with Charlie Decker, yet to allow a run.
So Telfer with that out has now gone a season high in innings. He's now gone 4 1/3. He's gone 4 innings twice before in his actually last 2 appearances versus the Philippines and the Forsters. Both were wins for the Riptide. Upstairs to Kendlinger. So Telfer just trying to do the same as Decker, not allow anything from the Oaks. The 1-0 to Kendlinger. Takes an off-speed strike inside. It's now 1 ball, 1 strike. So this time the Oaks are not having to pull themselves out of a big hole. It's just a 1-0 lead for the Riptide. At this point last time, yesterday, they were down 12-2. It's upstairs for a ball, so a very different type of hill they're going to have to climb here.
They've got to climb it, though.
They do have to climb it, and they're going to have to start capitalizing with runners in scoring position. Seen already 5 base runners stranded in the last 3 innings alone. It's now a 2-1 pitch to Kendlinger. Time takes a fastball strike inside at 89 miles per hour. Due up next is Lucas Daniewicz. Kendlinger 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout and a walk. The payoff from Telfer. Just gets a piece of that and is able to foul that off to the right.
Ball tailing away from Kendlinger. He's able to just get it off the end of the bat.
So an even count as 2 as we're halfway through this game here at George Sparky Anderson Field. 2-2. Kendlinger takes a fastball inside at 91 miles per hour.
Yeah, that one buzzed him right there. Just sensed that alert to pivot out of the way.
So a full count now to Kendlinger. A payoff from Telfer. Kendlinger lines that up to second base and not going to be able to make the play as Luke Johnson, as it's a 1-out single for Tommy Kendlinger. His first hit of the day, now his 22nd of the season.
Yeah, Tommy Kendlinger is able to bounce that ball up the middle. Saw him go hitless last night, which snapped his 4-game hitting streak.
So back in the hit column today, as leads away to Lucas Daniewicz, who is 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a strikeout. First pitch. Daniewicz fouls that into the glove of Cadena. 0-1. So 1 out, 1 on now for the Oaks. The 0-1 count to Daniewicz. Pushes a fly ball foul off to the right. Just lands over the wall right near the Riptide bullpen. So down on the count quick, 0-2 is Daniewicz. 24 hits on the season, 20 runs. The oldest player playing for the Oaks this summer. Past 2 seasons at Cal Lu, 2 seasons at Mesa Community College, and his freshman year at Southern Illinois. So he fouls that into the dirt. Stays alive in this count, 0-2. Another returner to the Caneo Oaks. Appeared and had 76 at-bats last season with 18 hits, 15 runs, 9 RBIs. Batted .237. And in the playoffs had 9 at-bats with 3 hits, 1 stolen base, and a .333 average. The 0-2 to Daniewicz. Chops a high one to shortstop as Landman tags on for 1. Gets it in 2. It's a 6-3 double play to get out of the inning for the Riptide. We head to the 6th inning. The Riptide up 1-0. Start of the 6th inning. It's a 1-0 ball game as the Riptide lead. It's Isaac Cadena, the catcher, getting things started first. He's 2 for 2 with an RBI. A left-hander steps into the box as Charlie Decker now begins his 6th inning of action. It's just the 2nd time this season he's gone 6 innings, and it's back-to-back games. Back on July 17th in the 7-3 win versus the Saints, he went 6 innings with 1 run, 1 earned run, 4 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Enters this inning with 7 strikeouts this time as first pitch is outside corner for a strike, 0-1 to Cadena. Cadena this season batting .257 with 2 home runs. Played at El Dorado High School as he looks at a ball low this time. Counts now 1-1. In high school, he was the league offensive player of the year as well as a Gold Glove winner and team MVP award. Ranked as the ranked as the 31st catcher in California in 2023. So he lines one into left field as Schwartz is able to make the play, just moving to his left. It's 1 down.
Schwartz able to track that ball just in time as he sort of let it come and let him take him a few steps over to his right, closer to the line to secure the first out.
So now Carter Dan steps to the plate. The sophomore at going to Northwestern University. Originally from Newport Beach, California. First pitch. Takes an off-speed strike. So it's Carter Dan's at the plate now. Luke Johnson due up next. And really for Charlie Decker, it's not allowing anything more as the offense trying to get awake. A swing and a miss from Carter Dan's. Yeah. Talked about it during the break, but anytime that ball is hit towards Jake Lambden at shortstop, you just keep your eyes peeled because he's going to make some sort of play. It was a 6-3 double play to get out of the inning back in the bottom of the 5th. The 0-2 to Dans. So he fouls that off his calf and into the dirt. Remains an 0-2 count.
With a guy like Danuitz who can run, that ball pretty much had to be hit in a perfect place for Lambden to make the play as he hits it right near the bag, and the ball, where he fields it, Lambden is able to let the ball take him to the base and then make the throw to first.
So an 0-2 count to Danuitz. The payoff from Decker. Gets over the head of Dans as he has to duck below and pretty much go down to the ground, not to get hit by that one, but another good play right there by West to get it. It's 1-2. Well, Dans has only been hit by a pitch twice this season. Certainly doesn't want another time to be hit, and not in the head. The 1-2. Swing and a miss from Dans, who chases the nasty stuff outside by Decker. It's now a season-high 8 Ks for Charlie Decker today.
Yeah, that was a nasty breaking ball by Decker as it tailed right away from Carter Dans, and Dans with the triple sombrero strikes out 3 times.
So now 2 outs here. Leads away to Luke Johnson, who's 1 for 2 on the day. First pitch is chopped foul off to the left. So Decker really doing all he can on the mound thus far. I mean, outside of a little bit of a hiccup in the 3rd inning where he allowed 3 hits and 1 run off the RBI single from Cadena. The 0-1. That's shot up the middle as Zach Moore not able to make the play. It's going to roll into center field for a base hit. 2 outs, 1 on now for the Riptide.
Johnson just scorches that ball right up the middle, and Charlie Decker in his 6th inning of work, which as of his last outing against the Saints, he threw that many.
So 2 outs now. Reed Montgomery steps to the plate. He is 0 for 2 with a pop out to right field and a strikeout. It's now Luke Johnson at first base. First pitch, a swing and a miss by Montgomery as he goes down to his knees. Johnson already with 1 stolen base today put his total now up to 17 stolen bases. As Decker checks, just as a warning to Johnson.
At first base, you've got Johnson and Johnson. Nolan Johnson, the first baseman, and Luke Johnson, the runner.
Another check at first base. It's a 1-0-1 count to Montgomery. Been 317 on this season with 17 hits and 13 runs as an off-speed pitch trails inside for a ball. It's now 1-1. Meet Montgomery, a sophomore at Long Beach State University. Another check back at first base as Johnson continues to have quite a leadoff, but gets back safely for a third time. The 1-1 to Montgomery. That's driving past it. Gonzalez past second base as Johnson now moves to third base. Montgomery's going to hold out one. So it's back-to-back singles with 2 outs. Now has runners at the corners for the Riptide.
Yeah, that could be a big hit right here in the Riptide. A chance with 2 outs after Decker had retired the first 2 batters to get some key insurance here. You know, either way, I would see this as the last inning likely for Decker of the regular season.
Just the second time this game he's allowed 2 hits in an inning. The Riptide are up to 7 as Zach Crandall steps to the plate. First pitch is high and outside for a ball. Crandall's 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a pop out, an infield pop out that Landon West was able to retrieve. Runners at the corner, 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss from Crandall as he chases a breaking ball down low. So Luke Johnson at third, Reed Montgomery at first. Riptide 90 feet away from doubling their lead. 1-1 as Crandall fouls that one straight back. It's now a 1-2 count. Crandall, a senior at UCI. Spent 1 season at Utah and another season at Orange Coast College. The payoff from Decker. Upstairs for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Decker trying to do it again here, leave guys stranded on the bases. He's left 4 base runners stranded thus far. Looking to do it again. The payoff pitch, off goes Montgomery as it's a swing and a miss. 9 strikeouts on the day. Have yourself a day, Mr. Decker. Leaves 2 more base runners stranded. It's just a 1-0 lead for the Riptide. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Back here at George Sparky Anderson Field, just a 1-0 ball game. As Charlie Decker able to work through some traffic with a runner on third and first, and got a pivotal strikeout on Zach Crandall to get out of the inning and leave 2 base runners stranded. But he's going to need the offense to start producing themselves as Jacob Galloway steps to the plate. Third time today, he's 0 for 2. Telfer beginning his 6th inning of action. The first pitch just high and outside for a ball at 91 miles per hour. Seen that a few times already from Telfer today.
Yeah, Trey Telfer, he has been dealing and has been lights out thus far. It's echoed by our trackman up here.
The 1-0 to Galloway. Another 91 mile per hour fastball outside. 2-0. Well, already went a season high when he pitched last inning, but now up to 6 innings pitched. 2 more innings than he's pitched at all this season, or longer than this season. 2-0 to Galloway. Galloway takes a slider inside and low. It's now a 3-0 count. Well, the Oaks have had opportunities. It's just that C word capitalized that has haunted them thus far. (3-0) to Galloway. As he takes a slider strike. So now it's 3-1, and Galloway certainly effective when he's ahead of the count. Galloway lifts a fly ball out into center field as Montgomery, moving a few steps to his left, makes the out. 1 down for the Riptide.
It's been a pretty tight and efficient ball game on the day with just 1 run scored. Certainly, at least so far, looking a lot different for the Oaks and the Riptide than what we have seen thus far. And you know, we haven't, although this is more at Great Park, but all 3 times at Great Park pretty much has been the middle of the game that has thrown the Oaks off.
Yeah, those 4th and 5th innings, as it's now Nolan Johnson. Takes a 70 mile per hour slider strike in the top part of the zone. Well, it only makes that strikeout by Charlie Decker versus Zach Crandall even that more important. Just holds it to a 1-0 ball game. 1 out, 0-1 to Johnson. This time takes a slider upstairs for a ball. Counts now 1-1.
Yeah, Charlie Decker having arguably his strongest performance, at least in terms of his strikeout mania.
1-1. A fastball inside for a ball. It's now 2-1. Yeah, set a season high strikeouts with his 8th back in the 6th inning and got his 9th as well. Looking for the Oaks offense to add some support. 2-1 as that's fouled off to the right. Now a 2-2 count. So it's been a great pitching matchup between Telfer and Charlie Decker, as it's 14 total strikeouts between the 2 starting pitchers. (2-2) to Johnson, the payoff. Swing and a miss. He gets him to chase with the slider outside. As Telfer is now up to 6 strikeouts on the day, as he retired the first 2 batters in the 6th inning.
And Trey Telfer is moving through this game 1 pitch at a time, and as cool as a cucumber as he continues to face the heart of the Oaks lineup. Oaks definitely are looking to get on the board.
One guy they're looking to provide some action here is Tyler Hawley, as he's 0 for 2 on the day. One of the stronger hitters with 27 hits this season. First pitch fouls that into the dirt and off his foot. Hawley had the off day yesterday, back in action today. Was 0 for 3 in the loss on Sunday with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Just has 1 hit in the past 2 games. 0-1. A 92 mile per hour fastball that just freezes Holly. It's now an 0-2 count. As Telfer looking to get out of this inning here.
Frozen with some big league numbers up there.
The 0-2 pitch. It's a fly ball out into right center field as Hunsaker moves over to his right and makes the play for out number 3. It's back-to-back innings. Telfer has retired the side. We head to the 7th inning. Riptide just holding on to a 1-0 lead. We're 2/3 through this game here at George Sparky Anderson Field as first pitching change from either side. It's Cade Berry. Takes the mound as he's now making his 9th appearance of the summer for the Oaks. Most recently appeared in the 10-3 win versus the Waves on July 19th. As Hunsaker takes a strike on the first pitch. Berry 1-0 on the season with a 1.54 ERA. 11 and 2/3 innings pitched as that's driven into left field for a base hit. It's a leadoff single to get things started as Hunsaker with his first hit of the day and now 10th of the season.
Good piece of hitting by Hunsaker as he muscles that ball right into left center field. A little bloop shot, and Cade Berry, his one win came on July 5th against the San Diego Waves in a 5-4 victory.
Cade Berry, one of 2 pitchers from Pepperdine on the roster. We saw Matthew Queen yesterday make his first appearance. Just hits the outside corner for a strike as now Jake Lambden, who is 1 for 2 on the day and has what is the only run of the game. He's brought in on the RBI single as looks at another strike now, 0-2. I have to say Matthew Queen came in and pitched a solid outing. The 0-2 is a short chopper that stays fair. Cade Berry able to get it, throws to first and in time. A heads-up play from the pitcher to get the first out of the inning.
Yeah, great quick reactive play by Cade Berry as he picks up that ball. That ball almost near the line to make it tricky to tell if it might go foul, but Berry able to pick it up, and Lambden, who can run, is cut down at first, but Lambden does his job. That works just as well as the sacrifice.
Yeah, moves Hunsaker now to second base as top of the order Bradley Navarro. Up for the third time today. He is 1 for 3. First pitch is high and outside. Bradley Navarro, a sophomore at Utah, where he's committed to. Played 2025 with Cypress College. Looking at a 1-0 pitch here from Barry. Taking off speed low and inside for another ball. It's 2-0. Well, with Cypress in 42 games, he batted .358 with 9 home runs, 36 RBIs, 44 runs, and 16 extra base hits. Spent 2024 as a Wolverine with the Michigan Wolverines. Now with 2-0, off goes Hunsaker as he now found himself in a pickle, but the ball goes past Holly into foul territory. Hunsaker's now going to turn it and head home. So an error right there by Cade Berry now has the second run of the day for the Riptide, which could prove very, very pivotal down the stretch.
Yeah, well, there it is. We haven't seen it all day, but right there as Hunsaker strayed pretty far off the second base bag, was caught in a rundown, but Barry just is not able to get that throw to Tyler Holly, totally off balance. Once that ball passed him, you knew it was a run.
So now a 2-0 pitch that gets over the head of Landon West. It's up to a 3-0 count to Navarro, and like you said, there it is. I mean, that's the costly mistake that the Oaks were hopefully trying to avoid. They've had 8 errors in the past 2 games. It's now their 9th. Inside for ball 4, so Navarro heads to first base with 1 out.
And it's not like after today there aren't any more competitive teams that the Oaks are playing. They've got the San Luis Obispo Blues on Friday and Saturday, who are second in the CCL South, right behind the Sonoma Stompers.
Yeah, recently just joined the North. But yeah, a competitive team nonetheless. As now Jake Evans takes a off-speed strike inside. 0-1 count. Well, now the Riptide lead 2-0. 1 out, 1 on, the 0-1. Evans lines one straight into the glove of Holly as he throws it back to first, but not in time, as Navarro is able to slide back safely. But a great piece of leather right there from Tyler Holly.
Yeah, great catch, and almost had Navarro. The throw just pulled Nolan Johnson off the first base bag. Makes it hurt a little more, that costly unearned run.
So now 2 outs, 1 on for the Riptide. Barry out of his windup. Just skims the pass as a Cadena as he has to fall back not to get hit by that one.
Yeah, up and in. Forced to take and duck out of the way.
.1-0 outside for a ball. It's now a 2-0 count. Cade Berry, another returner, played in 2024 with the Oaks. Played his high school ball at Thousand Oaks High School. Coached by 2 former MLB players, Rod Stillwell and Jack Wilson. It's a fastball inside for ball 3.
Jack Wilson got to see his son Jacob Wilson play in the All-Star game. The MLB All-Star game.
Now a 3-0 count to Cadena. Looks at one outside for ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. Now puts 2 runners on the bags. So Carter Dan steps to the plate, the left-hander. Someone we saw last night. with a home run, but today he is 0 for 3. A trio of strikeouts. 2 outs, now 2 on for the Riptide. Looking for their 3rd straight win. Dans takes a off-speed strike on the outside part of the zone. A good framing job right there by Landon West to pull it back in.
Yeah, Riptide continuing to build up some traffic here in the 7th inning as they now have a 2-0 lead.
The 0-1. Dan takes a fastball strike this time on the outside. Quickly down in the count, 0-2.
And nobody holding Isaac Cadena on first. Or Bradley Navarro at second.
Yeah, Moore creeping his way just over to second base a tad. The 0-2. Just outside for a ball. Now a 1-2 count here to Carter Dans, who's batting .315 on the season. Barry just trying to get out of this inning after allowing just 1 run off his error. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Carter Dans via the K. It's now his 4th time he's struck it out today, and it'll be Jake Schwartz, Landon West, and Ethan Gonzalez all up next for the Caneo Oaks. But we'll take a 7th inning stretch first. We'll be right back.
No music, no PA.
Jake Schwartz steps to the plate first with as he is 2 for 2 on the day with 2 singles, and it's now Dylan Blakely.
Why is the first thing I think of when I think of
Blakey, a junior from Texas Tech University, now making his 8th appearance of the summer. Is now 2nd time facing off versus the Oaks. First pitch is a 90-mile-per-hour fastball strike.
Yeah, Blakey this season 1-1. His win came on July 5th against Philippines Baseball Group in a 4-3 win.
Now an 0-1 count to Schwartz as he chases one outside. It's 0-2. Well, Blakey now in his first summer with the Riptide, spent 2023 with the Anchorage Blues in the Alaska League. He was back in 2023. Made no appearances for Texas Tech this past season. Originally from Irvine, California. The payoff pitch. That one's fouled straight back as it just ricochets off the top of the netting right in front of us, but it's a high enough netting that we don't have to worry about getting hit.
Yeah, and at the speed it was hit too, had enough momentum to go beyond us.
The 0-2 to Schwartz. It's upstairs for a ball. It's now 1-2. Well, it's now a 2-0 lead for the Riptide. And off just a miscue from the Oaks as Hunsaker tried to steal third and was eventually just brought home off a Cade Berry trying to pick him or catch him stealing at third. So it's in the dirt for ball 2, and it just got past third baseman Tyler Hawley and rolled far enough out in left field territory and let Hunsaker turn it for 2 and head home to get the second run of the day. So Schwartz battling back from an 0-2 count, now a 2-2 count. Trying to get something started for the Oaks. 2-2. That's chopped to second base. Johnson collects on the hop, and one down for the Riptide.
Yeah, Dylan Blakey, southpaw for the Orange County Riptide, picking up a very strong performance from Trey Telfer, who went 6 shutout innings, and Blakey's job just to hold the Oaks at bay here. The Oaks need to get on the board as they trail by a couple of runs, one insurance run there.
Landon West now in the box. First pitch. West takes a fastball upstairs. Landon West today is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out to third. Ground out to first. 1-0 to West. Looks at 92 mile per hour fastball just inside for a strike. A few words to the home plate umpire about that one, but a 1-1 count now. The pitch. Swing and a miss from West. As Blakey with an off-speeder. It's now 1 ball, 2 strikes. With Ethan Gonzalez due up next. It's really been this bottom of the order that has struggled. The payoff pitch. Low and inside for a ball. Well, the last 3 batters in this batting order have gone a collective 0 for 6 today with 3 strikeouts. Two to West. Fouls that one off to the right. Stays alive in the fight here. Well, Blakey is, when he's not playing baseball, he's a 3rd-degree black belt in Taekwondo.
Certainly a fighter there.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss from West. Another off-speeder. Just gets West a chase. It's now 2 straight retired batters for Blakey as it leads way to Ethan Gonzalez. That was just great pitching right there from Blakey. Went fastball, off-speeder, confusing Landon West.
Yeah, a great sequence of pitching and just to tie up the Oaks batters. The Oaks still with just 4 hits on the day.
Gonzalez takes a 92 mile per hour fastball strike. Now 0-1 as Gonzalez also 0 for 2 on the day. But having to work through 2 outs here. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss from Gonzalez. Just muscled that by him with a 94 mile per hour heater.
Oh, that was fiery. Just blazed it right past him.
So Blakey picking up where Telfer left off. The payoff pitch. It's a short chopper as Blakey gets it. His throw over to first gets past Carter Danzas. Now Ethan Gonzalez turns it for 2. Hell, he's going for 3 as all sorts of trouble in the infield for the Oaks, for the Riptide.
Riptide with defensive troubles of their own. So Ethan Gonzalez just chops that one in a troubled spot for Blakey, and he just threw it right below Carter Danza, went right past, and Gonzalez motored his way to third. We'll see if the Oaks can make the Riptide pay for that.
So 2 outs, now 1 on as Zach Moore steps to the plate. Just 90 feet away for the Oaks to get their first run of the day. That one's lined straight into the glove, but it's going to fall, tip off of Landon. It's going to bring home Ethan Gonzalez. So the Oaks now within 1.
Yeah, that's a tough error for Landon, especially for a guy with so much magic in his glove, has been able to take that ball and get outs 90% of the time in spectacular ways, but that one just couldn't grip.
So the Oaks have now just made it a 1-run ball game. 2-1 is now Tommy Kendlinger. Takes a 93-mile-per-hour fastball ball.
And, you know, it's hard to think that you can really make up for the error that the Oaks made in their defensive half of the 7th, but that is some huge relief.
Yeah, back-to-back errors by the Riptide defense. The 1-0. Kendlinger hits that just foul off to the right. So Zach Moore now at first base. The Oaks now coming alive, but they're going to need more. The 1-1, off goes Mora. Swing and a miss. The throw down to second is not in time. So a stolen base for Zach Moore now puts a runner in scoring position for the Oaks. But it is a 1-2 count to Tommy Kendlinger.
Mora with his first stolen base of the season. And now a single to the outfield could tie the game.
So a 1-2 count here to Tommy Kendlinger, trying to bring home another run. The payoff from Blakey. Way upstairs for a ball, now 2-2. So Blakey began this inning hot with a ground out and a strikeout. But back-to-back errors has now put the Oaks on the board and a runner in scoring position. The 2-2 pitch to Kendlinger. That one's fouled straight back. As Kendlinger continues to fight here. Kendlinger 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a strikeout. The Oaks trying to hold on to first place. 2-2. Kendlinger drives that to shortstop as Landman collects his throw in time to get the out as a long stretch Dan's able to make the play. And so an error, 2 errors by the Riptide lead to 1 run for the Oaks. It's a 2-1 ball game. We head into the 8th inning. We've got a good one here at George Sparky Anderson Field. It's down to the final 2 innings here at George Sparky Anderson Field, as it's now a 2-1 ball game. As now it's another pitching change for the Oaks, as Winston Peterson now makes his 8th appearance on the mound. He is 0 for 1 with a 3.48 ERA. His one loss coming in dramatic fashion in the 7-6 loss versus the Foresters just about 2 weeks ago. First pitch, Luke Johnson fouls off to the right. Winston Peterson, a freshman or a rising sophomore at Pepperdine. He made 13 appearances. Peterson has 15 strikeouts on the season for the Oaks. The 0-1. Johnson fouls that off to the right once again. And I have to say, I don't know if that's someone's mom or someone, but they're standing right in front of the net in foul territory. I mean, obviously it would have to be a pretty accurate ball to hit her, but just not the safest place to stand.
Yeah, I don't know if she realized.
Just hope she has quick reactions or iron hands, because those are what you're going to need if a fastball is coming straight at your head.
Mm-hmm.
It's now a 1-2 to Johnson. Just a duck under not to get hit by that one, as it's upstairs for a ball, 2-2. So Winston Peterson making his 3rd appearance versus the Riptide. Both appearances he's made were down at Great Park. Pitched a total of 3 innings this season versus the Riptide. 2-2. Johnson fouls that one off to the right again, this time over the netting. Into the parking lot at Kowloon. I have a feeling she's an Oaks fan, just...
I would think so, yeah. I think I actually see it on her cap, yeah.
So a 2-2 here to Johnson. So he checks his swing, and he went around for strike 3. So first strikeout, first batter for Winston Peterson to start his 8th outing.
Yeah, nice and filthy stuff from Peterson as he got Johnson to chase that one, dropping low and away from him.
So it's now Reed Montgomery, who is 1 for 3 on the day. Had a single back in the 6th inning. Peterson and the Oaks just trying not to allow anything more, as it'll be Daniels, Galloway, and Johnson up next. First pitch, a fastball strike on the outside part of the zone. 0-1 to Montgomery. The 0-1 pitch. Just gets a piece of that to foul it off to the right. Down in the count quickly, 0-2.
Montgomery singled his last time up.
Montgomery spent 2025 with Long Beach, utilized his red shirt in 2024. Red shirt sophomore. The 0-2. And a nasty, great pinball right there.
Woo!
From Winston Peterson to get strike 3.
That pitch had a lot of English and mustard on it. Just froze Montgomery square.
So back-to-back Ks. And Zach Crandall steps to the plate. First pitch, a fastball that misses outside and upstairs. It's a 1-0 count to Crandall. The pitch. Fastball strike this time that Crandall takes. It's now 1-1. Well, the Oaks were able to benefit off 2 errors in the bottom of the 7th inning to get their first run of the day. The 1-1. Crandall looks at this one in the dirt. It's now a 2-1 count. Well, for the Riptide, they're looking to make it 4 straight to finish out the season series versus the Oaks, as the Oaks with a win today could, for the time being, hold on to first place. 2-1. Up and outside for a ball 3. It's a 3-1 count to Zach Crandall. 0 for 2 on the day with a pair of strikeouts. Three-one pitch. Crandall lines that to Ethan Gonzalez at second base. And makes the play in time for up 3. So Winston Peterson retires the side in his 8th appearance on the mound. We head to the bottom of the 8th. The Oaks with a chance. 2-1. Back in action here at George Sparky Anderson Field, as the Oaks now have a chance to try to capture their first lead of the game, as Lucas Daniewicz, Jacob Galloway, and Nolan Johnson will be the first 3 batters we see. As Dylan Blakey gets his 2nd inning of action. First pitch, a fastball upstairs for a ball.
A lead here could possibly prevent the Oaks from having to bat in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Something they certainly would want to have. But as of right now, it's a 1-0 count to Daniewicz. Drives one straight into the glove of second baseman Luke Johnson, 1 down.
Kind of a softer line drive off the bat of Daniewicz there. And Johnson with plenty of time to react.
So leads way to the left-hander, Jacob Galloway. Trying to get into some rhythm at the plate as he's 0 for 3 today. One out already. First pitch. Swing and a miss. As he chases the breaking ball downstairs. The 0-1 count now. Well, the Oaks now on the opposite end of a winning streak, a losing streak. 2 games lost both versus the Riptide on Sunday and yesterday, trying to snap that as they snap a 2-game win streak of the Riptide their own. A fastball strike just hits the corner for strike 2. It's now down to an 0-2 count to Galloway.
Galloway certainly due for something hitless today and last night.
The 0-2. Galloway looks at him. Strike on the outside. He's just as shocked as we are up here in the booth, because that was way outside. I mean, that wasn't even close.
Catcher had to move his glove all the way to the left.
And well, according to our TrackMan, according to our TrackMan, it does have it registered as a strike. So
wow.
Look, I was shocked as Galloway, but I mean, TrackMan is usually right. So it's back-to-back retired batters. That's grounded to third base as the throw is going to get there, but it's Carter Dance who has to tag Nolan Johnson to get the third out. So Blakey retires the side in the 8th. We head to the 9th as the Riptide will try to add insurance just one last time. Well, it's the end game here in the 9th inning as Riptide with one final chance here to add any more insurance. As Blakey was able to retire the side in the 8th as it'll be the 8, 9, and 1 batters. Riley Hunsaker, the right fielder, up first. As he is 1 for 3 on the day. Peterson in now his second inning of action as a fastball low and inside has the count at 1-0. And yeah, I mean, pretty much everyone up here in the booth thought that third pitch on Galloway was way outside. But
yeah.
The TrackMan said different. Swing and a miss from Hunsaker, now a 1-1 count.
Maybe it was Cadina's glove that lied to us. The way it was positioned, he had to sort of move it a little outside.
Could very well be the case. Now a 1-1 count to Hunsaker. Swing and a miss. Fastball just muscled by him. It's now 1-2. So Jake Lambden due up next. The Riptide just holding on to a 2-1 lead. Fastball low for ball number 2. It's now a 2-2 count.
Yeah, Winston Peterson pitched a dominant 1-2-3 8th inning with 2 strikeouts. An inning he hopes to replicate or live up to the standard of.
Oaks would certainly hope so. It's the payoff pitch. That one's fouled straight back. Hunsaker staying alive. So a little bit of a delay as pitcher Gabe Howard retrieves the Ball in the dirt near the backstop. So a 2-2 count here to Hunsaker. Peterson just trying to send this to the bottom of the ninth. Give the Oaks one last chance. The 2-2. Hunsaker fouls that one straight back, this time over the net and out of the field of play. And we've talked about it at the top of the program, but this one game has a lot of implications, especially with still one game on pause between the Saints and Riptide. It's an off-speed pitch outside. Now a full count to Hunsaker.
And it's still anybody's game right now.
Mm-hmm.
It felt even more like that in the 7th inning, really, in that bottom half when the Oaks scored that run on 2 errors.
The payoff pitch from Peterson. And that one's just grounded to first base as Peterson just able to get onto the base for the first out.
Very nice play by both Johnson and Peterson on the receiving end. Johnson to field, and Peterson had to really hustle over there in order to be able to take that ball toss from Johnson.
So now brings the bottom of the order, Jake Lambden. Now working with 1 out. Lambden today 1 for 3 with a run. That run proving dividends in this game. It's just a 1-run lead for the Riptide. First pitch. Lambden takes a fastball, strike inside. Nothing in 1 to the shortstop. The 0-1 pitch. Good framing job there by West to pull it in for strike 2. Lambden down in the count, and well, Lambden's error in that 7th inning brought home the second baseman Ethan Gonzalez off the Zach Moore hit. Just hit off the side of his glove. The 0-2. As Lambden doesn't chase and takes the ball outside. It's now a 1-2 count. So Bradley Navarro due up next. The 1-2 pitch. That one's fouled straight back.
Best thing the Riptide can do now is get as many reps as they can at the plate and keep fouling off those tough pitches and making Peterson work for his outs.
It's a 1-2 count yet again to Jake Lambden. It's Riptide trying to find any sort of chance to add insurance. The 1-2. It's a punch ground ball to second to shortstop as Moore just eaten up by that one. And puts Jake Lambden on first base.
Yeah, I think that was a ground ball where it may have been more preferable for Mora to charge it. As he saw, he let it take perhaps 1 too many hops, and it just hopped right against his chest.
So now Bradley Navarro steps to the plate. He's 1 for 3 today, and with 1 out, 1 on, the Riptide will look for him to show what he's been doing all season long. First pitch is high for a ball as Lambden teasing Peterson over there at first base. Lambden has 8 stolen bases on the season. The 1-0. That's high and upstairs as that just grazes by and buzzes Bradley Navarro. It's now a 2-0 count.
Chance for the Riptide here to punish the Oaks for yet another mistake.
So a 2-0 count here to Bradley Navarro. This time takes a fastball low. It's up to a 3-0 count to Bradley Navarro as it's 1 out, 1 on as Navarro takes a fastball strike. Lambden with a deke at first base. Pulls back to the bag. It's now a 3-1 count to Bradley Navarro with Jake Evans due up next. The 3-1 pitch. Navarro takes one inside for ball 4, so an error and a walk now have 2 base runners on for the Riptide with 1 out. So leads way to Jake Evans, the right-hander, as a quick mound visit from Landon West to his pitcher Peterson. Evans today 0 for 4 with a strikeout, a flyout, and 2 groundouts. One out, 2 on. First pitch to Evans. Fouls out 1 off to the right. 0-1.
Rally time for the Orange County Riptide, although they are up a run. Got two key insurance runners on base, especially, you know, with Lambden at second, who reached on an error.
Yeah, Lambden with 8 stolen bases on the season. Bradley Navarro with 11. Peterson steps off, collects himself. So an 0-1 count here to Jake Evans. Peterson not trying to allow anything more to give that final chance to the Oaks in the bottom of the 9th. The 0-1 to Evans. So he swings and misses. Let's go with the bat. That has to move over some guys. That's Jose Valle and Gabe Howard, and that's met by some hollers from the dugout. Is that just... It's not something you want to see.
No, and quite frankly, and, you know, regardless of which team throws a bat, this is not the case in big league baseball or even college baseball necessarily, but I feel like there should be some sort of, on general principle, some sort of penalty for throwing it back, because that could hurt someone really badly.
No, it certainly could, and we have our social media person, Eliza Cooper over there, Jose Valle and Gabe Howard, and even Chow just behind the fence. But that, I mean, that even had a chance of going into the dugout. But it's an 0-2 count here to Jake Evans. Looks at a fastball in the dirt for a ball as West is able to go over there and collect it fastly, not to allow Lambden or Navarro to advance. Yeah, you don't see that every day. Certainly have to be careful. So now a 1-2 count here to Evans. The 1-2. It's in the dirt once again for a ball. It's up to a 2-2 count for Jake Evans. Searching for his first hit of the day. Came into this game working on a 4-game hitting streak. Has 11 hits on the season. The payoff. Just upstairs for a ball. It's now up to a full count for Jake Evans as he fights back from an 0-2 count. Three-two. Evans sails one into right field as Daniewicz camps under. Lambden's able to tag on. He's going to head for third base. There's no play made, and so now runners at the corner. Brings Isaac Cadena.
Evans does his job, moves over Jake Lambden to third, a deep enough fly ball to potentially score a run rather easily with a single.
So runners at the corner, Jake Lambden at third, Bradley Navarro stays at first. Now Isaac Cadena with a chance to just add maybe a little bit more insurance for the Riptide as it's 2 outs, 2 on. Cadena takes a fastball strike on the outside, 0-1. Cadena is 2 for 3 on the day, had that RBI single back in the 3rd inning that brought home what was the first run and the sole run for about 6 innings. It's now a 2-1 ball game, the 0-1. That one's fouled off to the left, so it's now an 0-2 count here as Peterson if need be, Carter Downs due up next. The payoff from Peterson. Off go the runners. It's upstairs for a ball, and they'll let Navarro steal second base. It's now a 1-2 count to Cadena. Pepperdine versus USC. The 1-2. Outside for another ball. It's now 2-2. Well, hitting it just far enough in the outfield won't do it for the Riptide. They're going to have to put something into the play as Peterson trying to work through some traffic here. The payoff pitch. It's upstairs for ball 3. As Cadena fights back from an 0-2 count. Can Peterson close it here? The 3-2. Strike 3 on the corner freezes Cadena. And Peterson leaves 2 stranded as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's down to 3 final outs for the Oaks. See if they have a comeback in them. We'll be right back. Well, it's all down to this. As the Oaks and the Riptide in a 2-1 battle, fighting for home field advantage in the playoffs as Tyler Hawley steps to the plate first, and it'll be Dylan Blakey now in his third inning of action. So down to 3 outs here. First pitch to Hawley. Swinging and a miss as Blakey muscles a fastball right by him. Hawley 0 for 3 on the day. It'll be Hawley, Schwartz, and West. The 3 scheduled batters we'll see. Up first, the 0-1 to Hawley. Takes an off-speed strike on the outside. Down on the count quickly, 0-2.
Tyler Hawley hit his first home run against the Riptide. That was a game where the Oaks hosted the Riptide at Ventura College.
The 0-2 to Hawley. Takes a ball outside. Now 1-2. The payoff pitch from Blakey. Outside for another ball. It's now 2-2 as he gets Hawley to try and chase outside. So just 1.5 games separate first-seeded Oaks and the second-seeded Riptide. The 2-2 pitch. And that's in the dirt as it just skids right by Hawley. It doesn't hit him.
Yeah, that was coming at him very fast. I mean, if that hits his shin, yeah, he gets on first, but big price to pay. It hurts.
So now a 3-2 count. The pitch. Swing and a miss from Hawley. As he goes down chasing. Now 1 out for the Riptide.
You see the frustration on Hawley's face after missing that pitch, and maybe some of it comes from the fact that he didn't let that pitch hit him.
So now down to just 2 outs for the Oaks to play with as Jake Schwartz steps to the plate and been one of the hotter batters today. He's 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Oaks certainly could use another one here. First pitch. An oop swing that he fouls off to the left. Down 0-1.
Schwartz with a couple of hits on the day. Oaks have 5 hits.
It's not been the high-scoring affair we're used to. The 0-1. That one's chopped foul to the right this time. Now down to the count 0-2. It's an 0-2 count to Schwartz. The payoff from Blakey. It's in the dirt for a ball as it ricochets and flies back Cadena. A 1-2 count now to Schwartz. Has 21 total hits on the season. Trying to get another here. A 1-2 pitch to Schwartz. Swing and a miss. Chases the breaking ball by Blakey. And it's back-to-back Ks for the Riptide.
Well, how about Dylan Blakey coming in the 7th inning, and he had some 7th inning hurdles, but he has been lights out ever since.
It's been the combination of Telfer and Blakey who have, at this moment, held the Oaks at bay. It's now down to Landon West with 2 outs. First pitch he looks at is a ball. Low. Counts 1-0. Well, West today also searching for his first hit. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. He was the first strikeout victim of Blakey's back in the 7th inning. Trying to flip the script here. The 1-0. He grounds that third base. Landon not able to control it. So it'll be a second error on the shortstop. And now that puts the tying run on the bags. As Devin Wilkes will now step to the plate for the first time as he replaces Ethan Gonzalez. And it is now the go-ahead run at the plate.
The tying run at first is Isaac Veal pinch running, and this could be the biggest at-bat of the day here. And out to the mound goes Brian Evans, the head coach for the Riptide.
As there is some action in the bullpen. So Devin Wilkes, who started yesterday, he was 1 for 3 with a single, a walk, and a fielder's choice. So having a conversation now is between Brian Evans in the infield, as well as pitcher Dylan Blakey. There is action in that bullpen. So Evans will step off the mound and Blakey will stay in. Well, Devin Wilkes comes to the plate with a team-leading 30 hits. He has 2 home runs on the season. He's batting .323. 4 doubles, 15 RBIs, and a whole lot of power that he brings to the plate.
He could put it all on display here. He's got 2 home runs on the year.
So it'll be left-handed versus left-handed, as it's now 2 outs, 1 on. First pitch. It's upstairs for a ball.
Pressure is on both Blakey and Wilkes.
One-0. Outside for ball 2. It's a 2-0 count here to Wilkes, who tries to pull the Oaks back. The 2-0 pitch. That one shoots as it's a play right there by third baseman Luke Johnson. The throw is in time. Wow, a terrific play right there by Jake Evans to get now the 21st win of the season. And I don't think you could ask for much more from a third baseman.
Boy, what a dramatic ending right there, and you know, sort of abrupt if you're the Oaks, and Jake Evans lays out on that ball near the line. If that ball gets past Evans, that could score Isaac Veal as he can run, but boy, what a great ending for the Riptide now. They've swept the Oaks in these last 3 games against them.
Yeah, that would finish this season series with the Oaks defeating the Riptide defeating the Oaks 5 out of the past 6 games. And well, this wasn't the, home runs. This wasn't the lot of runs that we've seen from the Riptide, but somehow they were still able to pull through in a 2-1, and really got to give credit to their pitching. I mean, the starting pitcher, Trey Telfer, went 6 innings, had a remarkable first 6 innings, and then Dylan Blakey was able to pick up the slack and come and get those last 3 innings and pitch a successful. What did you see overall?
I saw lights-out pitching and elite defense. Not perfect by any means. The Riptide had some errors of their own, as the Oaks did, but man, the defense and just, Telfer, say it again, 6 shutout innings, and then Blakey, he had some 7th inning hurdles, as I mentioned. He had allowed an unearned run thanks to a couple of errors on the part of the Riptide's defense, but pitchers hung in there, and the Oaks, it was that one costly run in the 7th inning when Cade Berry came on when the Riptide scored their second run. If they don't score that run, it's a completely different ball game. But Riptide will definitely take this win, as they are now right on probably the closest inner part of the tail as you can imagine, but it is
Pretty much. I mean, half
the
a game
Oaks,
back.
The Oaks, yeah, their fate could be in a little bit of trouble heading into
Yeah.
CCL South if they want to host as many games as they can.
I mean, what makes it so interesting, we talked about it, before the game started. I mean, you still have that game on pause, and so if they were to count that as a win right now, the Riptide would now jump ahead of the Oaks and be half a game ahead of them, and that would mean they host the championship series. So a lot of things, but anything is possible. The Oaks control their own destiny. We'll be back in action here on Friday as the Oaks host a North team from the CCL. That will be the Slow Blues here at George Sparky Anderson Field at 4 o'clock. Alongside Sammy Fawn, I am Judo Conius, and for the rest of our terrific crew here in the Caneo Oaks, we thank you and hope you have a good rest of your night, and we'll see you on Friday.